Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, the woman who accused Ched Evans of rape says she's grateful for the support she's received. The footballer was cleared of rape at a retrial earlier this month. This morning, a group of Labour MPs have written to the Attorney-General warning women may be less likely to report rape to police because of the way the complainant in the Ched Evans retrial was questioned about her sex life. Earlier, I spoke to a feminist campaigner who set up a crowdfunding page to raise money for the woman. She chose to speak to us anonymously using the pseudonym she campaigns under, Jean Hatchett.
Obviously, I'm only one of a number of women that wanted to do this, and it was largely as a result of feeling pretty disheartened by the verdict a week last Friday, feeling that the court was not a safe place for women to go, that their sexual history would be brought before them in such a graphic way, and they felt so sorry for the woman and the way she was treated in that courtroom, and they felt they wanted to do something to show her some kindness and some support and some solidarity, and luckily that's been well supported by the British public.
More than 40 female Labour MPs have written to the Attorney-General supporting a change in the law to stop sexual history of rape complainants being used against them in court after the complainant's sexual history was raised in this case. Do you think there needs to be a change in the law?
I think that's the really crucial issue here, and I think, you know, it's been said, well, this is not precedent. I think whilst it's not law precedent, it's been there and available in law for a long time. The effect that it's now going to have is discouraging women from coming forwards. I think reporting rates that are already incredibly low are going to be affected by this. It's going to be, because of the way it's been amplified in the media, it's going to mean another sharp drop in reporting. Women will be afraid of having their sexual history paraded before a courtroom, and in this case before, you know, the entire British public. That's terrifying, absolutely terrifying for women, and that cannot continue to happen.
As the law stands, a complainant's sexual history can only be raised if it is regarded by the judge as being particularly pertinent to the case. Prior to this, it has only happened in one other case. Is there any reason to suspect that it will be any different going forward, that this might not just be another effective one-off?
Well, even for women that are brave enough now to come forwards, and I don't mean to imply that other women aren't brave, but I think the fact that this has been used in such a high-profile case has raised awareness that it exists, and it's raised awareness for those that will be accused in the future.
You said at the beginning that the complainant has asked about the kindness being shown to her. Why are people doing this to me? She's also experienced a lot of abuse online as well, hasn't she? I mean, she's anonymous, but there has been quite a lot on social media. Tell us about that.
It's been relentless, and it's been years of it, and I can't imagine how she feels hearing that for so long. And you know, so many of us online do experience that kind of abuse, and that's another thing actually. It is really good that men are supporting this fund as well, because it shows that they aren't like those men. They aren't the screaming masses of men who are saying this vile stuff online.
You say screaming masses, presumably it's a minority.
I'm sorry,
but a very
it feels
vocal
like
minority.
screaming, yeah, it feels like screaming masses some days. There's one particular troll who has repeatedly named the complainant, and named her in the most graphic and horrible of ways, and harasses me and her constantly online, and has done so for years, with 4 or 5 Twitter accounts, 3 or 4 blogs, in the most appalling and obsessive of ways. You know, it's just pure hatred for women.
We're speaking to you anonymously because of your concerns for the sort of things that are said online. What's some of the worst stuff that you've come across?
I'm in no doubt that men hate me enough to kill me, because a man expressed just days ago that he would like someone to come round and cave my skull in. And whilst I'm brave, you know, I do have a family and I can't risk that happening.
That's Jean Hatchett speaking to me earlier. That is a pseudonym. She was talking to us anonymously. Ched Evans was found not guilty of rape at that retrial earlier this month.
I've been